Drop a bomb for us. C4 go off. Absolutely, man. Thank y'all for tapping back in with us. Nikki, how you feeling today? Let's be on the.
I'm I'm here.
We here. There you go. There you go. So considering the alternative, you having an amazing day. You know, there's some people who ain't even make it here today. So let's consider that a win. Right? Right? Yeah.
Sure,
Yeah.
Mike.
Okay. All right. Well, let's have some fun today, y'all. We got a really great show. Um, but the key to our show today is going to be centered around your taxes. All right. And that's where we're going to finish. And you need to stick around so that you can get the information. If you just stop for a second and look at your house, now, what if I told you that the Cook County Assessor might be sitting on a check for a couple $1,000s with your name on it?
Mike, I've been doing equity calls to my past clients, and I also been checking the Cook County's assessor office to make sure they're getting their property taxes.
Mm-hmm.
And I can say at least 20% of them were not getting their
Yep.
exemptions.
Yep. Yep. And you got to remember most of those exemptions, these, the ones that we're going to cover, the big three, some of them have to be filed every year, right? They don't automatically refile for themselves. So you got to go in there and refile it every year. But stick around to the end because we're going to get into all of that. But right now, we're going to jump into Nikki Unfiltered. Nikki, what you got for us today?
Just an hour ago, it was announced that Chuck Norris passed away.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
man, that was our 80s and our 90s right
Hey,
there.
hey, that's a white great right there. Like if it was
Yeah.
a white history month, Chuck
The
Norris
wrong
would be
white
mentioned
the
in
wrong white people are dying.
that.
Mystical pleads guilty after allegations he raped, choked, and beat victims inside his Louisiana home.
Hey, good riddance. Good riddance. We need people like this off of the streets. I'm telling you, this is the fight again that we need. We need to be fighting the domestic terror fight. And I'm not just talking about like domestic violence. I'm talking about like at home violence that happens here in America by American citizens, not illegal immigrants or Mexicans or whoever else that we want to point the finger at. I'm more scared of Americans than anybody else. If I'm gonna be scared of somebody,
Say that, say that.
white Americans specifically.
We have some big news right now. A meteor likely struck northeast Ohio in the past hour this morning. The meteor right here from the National Weather Service. This is another video taken by a garage camera from a Dr. Jim Lloyd. You can see the meteor striking northeast Ohio right here.
But this is why we need the weather service and things of this nature.
So
When
you think?
stuff like, huh?
So you think they didn't know that it was coming? That's what you think?
No, I'm not saying that.
Oh, okay.
But I know that they were trying to abolish, get rid of those organizations.
Okay.
And this happened 3 days ago.
Right.
Now God is raining down fire on Ohio.
Only good thing about Ohio is
I was about to say, is there anything good at all?
the only good thing about Ohio is the NFL Hall of Fame in Canton. It used to
and
be
the
LeBron James
and
in
then
Cleveland, but
and there's also the NASA Museum is right down the street from the Hall of Fame.
and the Amish out there. If you ever want to go to Amish land and get some goat milk, and
No
tables
good.
and shit.
Nope. Man dies from police shooting after officer having a panic attack took his ambulance.
Huh? Man,
Right.
that's
You gotta read the
okay.
story, dog.
Okay.
A new a new Connecticut investigation has revealed that a man who was shot by police and later died from his injury was forced to wait 10 extra minutes before he was transported to hospital after an officer having a mild anxiety attack took the first ambulance that arrived on the scene.
No.
39-year-old Dyshawn Best was shot in the back as he was fleeing officer in Bridgeport last year, according to a state report. Best had a gun in his hand, and the officers in pursuit had reason to fear for his own safety after the shooting. Best was bleeding severely and had internal injuries. The first ambulance called to the scene for Best reportedly arrived approximately 14 minutes after the shooting. However, officers urged the ambulance to instead transport Officer Aaron Peretta, who was involved in the pursuit, to the emergency room instead. Paramedics reported that Peretta declined treatment in the ambulance, stating, "I'm fine, I just needed to get out of there." At the time, another officer described Peretta as being visibly hysterical with blood all over her uniform. The second ambulance did not arrive for Best until another 10 minutes later, approximately 25 minutes after the shooting occurred. He arrived at the hospital for treatment 15 minutes after Peretta and died just over an hour later while undergoing treatment for the gunshot wound, which had damaged his liver and his right kidney.
So, I mean, yeah, this is nuts. You know what the problem's going to come out of this? So they're going to bypass this black man who got shot and y'all refuse to give him treatment. That shit going to get skated over. You know what I'm saying? They're going to roll bounce on that like it never happened. But this woman who left the scene because she was having an anxiety attack, that's not going to look good for other female officers, you know? And that's the type of shit that Republicans love. They love some shit like that. Conservatives, manosphere type of guys,
Yeah.
they love some shit like that. They gonna run with that. But the black man dying, that's gonna get skated over. And why they didn't just call 2 ambulances?
I don't know.
And why did she get an ambulance for a panic attack? When we start doing that?
And then hold on. And then she refused treatment. So she could have waited for another ambulance, right?
So she refused treatment?
Yeah.
And then the other officers were like, nah, go.
The paramedics reported that Peretta declined treatment in the ambulance, stating, "I'm fine, I just needed to get out of there."
That's after she left.
Yes.
Oh man, she has to get fired. But you know, it also need to be. It also be. You know, I wonder what the procedure is for police officers in situations like that. Do you take, like, if it's one ambulance? I'm sure they got a procedure, policy and procedure. Hey, if the officer and the, you know, predator are hurt, you take the officer first or something like that. So maybe they were following protocol. I don't know.
That's not. You should take the person who's wounded the most.
I agree. But coming from these officers who just shot him, because they shot him, right? They were the ones who shot him.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. She probably shot him, talking about she just needed to get out of there. Either that or she knew that he was wrongfully shot.
Yeah. There, all I smell is a lawsuit.
The President of the United States, Gavin Newsom, admitted that he has learning disability.
Listen closely.
Everything about him is dumb. But then he looked at the audience and said, "But I'm smarter than you," or something like that.
Newsom, because he got a stellar social media team that knows how to clap back. Clap back. Now that I, Gavin C. Newsom, am officially President of the United States, thank you, Donald, I have many big announcements to make. First, every Trump executive order is null and void. Stephen Miller and every Trump goon is fired, and the Trump corruption probe is officially launched. Healthcare is now free for all Americans, no measles, and all moms get free childcare so we can have more babies. Also, cannabis is now legal and abortion is back for women who want. The country is now run by someone who can actually complete a sentence. America is now hot because you have a dyslexic president instead of a brain dead one.
You know, I like their little back and forth. I think my problem is, Newsom, you're not running against Donald Trump. That's one. Two, you can't talk shit
No,
about
no, hold on. He's not talking about running against him.
right.
Didn't you watch the last clip?
Right. I get
Donald Trump called him president of the
right, but
United States.
but why clap back? Right, you clapping back for political clout. Why you need political clout? Because you're going to be running for president. So
Maybe.
it's steps to this. You don't get a social media team to clap back at Donald Trump every time you mention his name if he don't want to get something out of that. He already the governor. You know.
Well, this is his last term as government because guess what? They have term limits.
Right, and so what's Gavin Newsom's next step? President.
I guess it will be president.
So
he's actually the most qualified person to run
yeah.
now.
Okay.
Huh?
I think Kamala Harris is the most qualified, but that's another story for another day.
We know she's not going to get elected. She's a black woman.
But if we talking about most qualified, Kamala Harris is the most qualified person.
I mean, but being electable is qualification, right?
I guess there's really no qualifications to be president, right? So if we're really saying Donald Trump the most,
he's not.
He has been.
No, he's not. He's not He's not. I'm talking about intellectual, has intellect, and marketable, right? He was the best marketing. He was the best marketing thing to his base. Let me see. Donald Trump is a marketing genius. I hate to say it, but he is a marketing genius. But his intellect is subpar to be president.
You can't say that because how you become a marketing genius without intellect?
I can say that because we started a war with no strategy, right?
Not the first time it happened. Not gonna be the last time. Okay.
Yeah, but and those people that were elected, I didn't feel like they were qualified to be presidents either. If we're saying that, we take this back.
Yeah.
Only time I ain't gonna lie. Only time I experience greatness is when a Democrat was in office, because they actually work. Like I was reading an article the other day, because first time I elected was for Bill Clinton.
You talking about Bill Clinton that's in the Epstein files who just got deposed for Epstein and had Monica Lewinsky in his office? That's what we talking about?
Yes, Bill Clinton. But Bill Clinton, he wanted, but you can't say, everybody, a lot of people on that stuff, but I don't believe Bill Clinton was having sex with kids.
But just because you don't want to believe it,
but Bill Clinton was open to testify in an open session, but they didn't want that. There's a reason why they wanted to do a closed door testimony instead of an open door, because Bill and Hillary Clinton wanted an open door. They wanted it public. They wanted us to see that. They posted about it several times. Some videos even leaked about it, but it did not it did not show that he did anything criminal hanging out with Epstein.
Yeah. Well, okay, let me get back to Gavin Newsom. So you're not running against Trump. All right, cool. We can't talk shit about Donald Trump mincing his words because Biden did it for 4 years straight and everybody covered for him. Okay, so I think that needs to be washed off the table.
But the thing Biden did do is put qualified people in the right position so he could do that, and that is what Trump did not do. Put qualified people in the right positions. He put loyalists in those positions instead of being loyal and qualified. I ain't gonna blame you for putting someone loyal in those positions, right? But make sure they're qualified for that position is all I'm saying.
Let's just start with all the placating. You know what I'm saying? You can't demonize. You can't demonize somebody for something that you was just
placating going on, Gavin Newsom, because I am enjoying this shit.
You gonna vote for Gavin Newsom for president?
If he was running on the Democratic ticket, yes, I would.
In the Democratic primary, you voting Gavin Newsom versus the field?
Versus who?
Whoever. Anybody.
Well, you know, when I'm voting the primary, I'm voting for the person I actually like, and that person is normally not going to move on to the ticket. I'm just being real.
Oh, I feel you. All right, let's keep going.
Trump Hotel in Chicago failed food inspection, insects, wastewater, and expired food. I'm not shocked.
I mean, I think that's a convenient story, but I don't think that's indicative of anything. That's not stopping nobody from going to Trump Tower. Trump's presidency ain't really stopped nobody from going to Trump Tower. So they had a mishap. Even the protests outside of Trump Tower ain't stopped people from going to Trump Tower.
Oh, I went to a protest outside Trump Tower, and the people just come outside and look at the protesters.
Right, take pictures.
Okay, BlackRock this is 5 days ago, just quietly filed to acquire $22 billion in single-family homes across 14 states. That's 47,000 homes that will never be available for normal Americans to buy. Meanwhile, home ownership rates for Americans under 40 just hit an all-time low. You will own nothing, and they're not even hiding it anymore.
I got two things on this. If we say BlackRock just acquired $22 billion in single-family homes across 14 states, are we saying that they're buying 22? Are they buying $22 billion in single-family homes that, weren't on the market but now are on the market, or are on the market right now, or are they buying a portfolio of properties that were already rental properties?
I don't know.
I think that's important to differentiate from that.
Clarity is power.
Absolutely. And then didn't Trump just pass, or somebody just passed a law that said that, or supposedly supposed to pass something that said that these billion-dollar institutions couldn't buy single-family homes anymore. So
Yeah, but don't they do subsidiaries where they have smaller companies under their umbrella buy the properties for them?
sure, but I would imagine that if you're trying to stop these institutional investors from buying these properties, you would have accounted for that, right?
Okay.
I don't know. But I also don't. I think this post is misleading in the fact that it says they just acquired $22 billion in single-family homes. Most investors, especially institutional investors, they're not going out there buying properties one by one. They're buying portfolios of properties. So, and they probably buying. Yeah, I'm just going to say they're buying portfolio of properties that were already single-family rentals. So,
We shall see.
yeah,
And I don't think BlackRock is the problem.
they're not.
It's the big they're probably 10% of the problem. The other part of the problem is we haven't had new construction for the working family since 2008.
There also, it needs to be real government funding, like all the billions of dollars that we're spending on, overseas wars, etc. should be spent on revitalizing neighborhoods, because there's neighborhoods all across the United States where there are housing stock, but the housing stock isn't usable because houses are dilapidated. So if we just brought the stock that's already there back to the market, invested in that, that would probably ease 20-30% of the issues and actually bring housing prices down, if not stable them out, and then start building houses on top of that. So
Totally agree. Mortgage rates are near 4-year low, and economist says this is the best week to list your house.
really,
Yes, you should call us, you guys.
yeah, right now.
Selling your home during the week of April 12th to the 18th can get you $26,000 more than the start of the year. What you can get if you list this week: higher sell prices. Homes listed this week historically sell for up to $5,300 more than the average week. Listings attract more views than a typical week, with mortgage rates near 4-year lows drawing buyers back. Home sales less than 9 days, home sales are 9 days faster than the yearly average. Fewer sellers are on the market compared to the rest of the year. Fewer homes need a price reduction during this week than average.
It's a good week. Let's get those properties on the market. Hey, it is. Did you say today was the first day of spring? Yeah, so
Yes, I
I
did.
guess technically we're in the spring
We're in
market
the
right now.
spring market. Yeah.
Yeah. So hey, let's hey, and it is buyers out there. I'm telling you.
All right, local news.
Hello, Chicago police? Hold on, step back, man. Step back. Yes, let's go in first. Step back for me. Chicago police. Yeah, wild as hell. Hey, how you doing, sir? Our body cameras off. Who all in here with you? I can't hear you. Chicago police. Huh? Let me check. Do me a favor. Let's handle this. Just step back. Let's handle this. Y'all wild as hell, because ain't no telling y'all the ones who broke into my crib 2 weeks prior. Y'all the motherfuckers that broke in my crib. Ain't no, bitch, you in here talking about that's crazy. Girl, get the fuck out. Get out. We got you, man.
All right, that's enough of that, dude.
These squatters in Chicago would be out of pocket. She talking about
I'm surprised she didn't. I would have shot them. I would shot them motherfuckers. I'm sorry.
She talking about. Now this is what I'll say. The police, going to get the police, that's the right way to do it, right? Anybody who having a problem with people breaking in their house, squatters, whatever, going to get the police is the right way to do it. But if we actually want to teach these people a lesson to not be breaking in people's houses, you can't go in there with the police. You should have called your baby daddy off top, and he should have called some of his boys. It should have been a neighborhood watch, some vigilante group, Black Panthers. Somebody should have went to that woman's house with her and got them niggas up out her house. The police came and did it. I mean, that's the right way to do it. That's all I'm saying. That's the right way to do it. But these niggas need hands laid on them. That's what they need. And I ain't talking about preacher hands.
And they went through all her stuff. Oh, they wild.
You broke into this woman's house. It sounds like she a single mother of 3. And y'all, did that nigga just put on a wig?
Yeah, he got on pink leggings. What did you expect?
Oh my gosh. These crackhead bums broke into this lady's house and was doing all type of I love the LGBT community, but yo, this is not a good representation of them.
Not at all.
This is bad.
This is trifling.
Yeah, and I think, this is what Florida got right with the stand your ground. Florida got that. They got it right in situations like that.
Also in local news, Mayor Johnson community safety strategy shows promising results in key neighborhoods. Fox 32 reported that since the mayor's violent prevention initiative was implemented, Chicago neighborhoods like Austin, Garfield Park, and Little Village have seen double digits decrease in violent crimes. In Little Village, violent crime dropped 40%. Following Chicago's safest year since 1965, the city has continued to drive down violent crime in 2026. Through March 8th, the city has tracked a 9% decline in overall violent crime, an 11.4% decrease in homicide, and a 28.3% decline in robberies. The People Plan for Community Safety leverages the full force of government to direct resources and investments which target the root cause of violence, partnering with local residents, law enforcement, and community violent interrupters. Great job, Brandon Johnson.
I just want to start with saying, obviously, hand claps to Brandon Johnson. Brandon Johnson doing a great job as Chicago mayor in terms of keeping the violence down, etc. But why Brandon Johnson never have a fresh haircut?
What?
Brandon Johnson don't never have a fresh haircut. Every time I see him, he look like his mohawk need to be touched up.
He got a signature haircut.
Right, but it ain't never fresh. Like I don't know. But shout out to him. I'm talking about fresh haircuts. I don't even go to the barbershop. But that's not the point here. We're not talking about me. We're not talking about me.
No, but he doing his thing though.
No, he doing his thing. Him and along with a lot of other black mayors. But here's the thing: as good as he's doing, you think he's gonna get reelected as mayor of Chicago?
I think he should. Don't ask me if he is. I can't. I'm not a poll worker.
I think recently, at least in the last year or two, especially since the ICE and National Guard and everything been dealing with Trump, his sentiment, it seems like it was a little on the lower side. So hopefully, maybe it's turning around. Let's see.
We shall see.
Bitch, shut the fuck up. Bitch, did I tell you? Fucking ass.
I like how the guy just let him fight.
Didn't I say it? Quit fucking playing with me, Holly. Now, you wanna talk some more
Girl,
shit?
get up and go back to the car.
But hurry up, lock the door.
Leave us alone. Leave us the fuck.
Just go back to the car. You don't want this.
But that's exactly what you're supposed to do as a guy when you see women fighting. Just let them get it out. That's what I used to do as a teacher. When I was teaching high school at the alternative school, if they, got into it, I would tell them, hey, y'all should probably go to the bathroom with that. But if y'all do it here, I'm going to let y'all do it, beat each other up. And then I'm going to report it to whoever I need to report it to, the authorities. So just let them beat each other up, tire each other out till they breathing hard, can't move. And then say, all right, y'all come with me.
All right.
Here. Can I still apply for my property tax savings? Yes, you sure can. You can always apply. You can apply year-round.
Yep.
You apply for missing exemptions via something called a certificate of error. You can apply for the current open tax year and also for the previous 3 years to redeem missing exemptions. And this means that you can apply for a tax year 2024 and go all the way back to the tax year 2021. In life, we don't get many chances to turn back time, but this is one of them. And it's a way that you may be able to save thousands of dollars in taxes. Okay, so while I've got your attention, applications for tax year 2025 exemptions open this spring of 2026. So make sure you sign up for our newsletter and connect with us on social media for updates. Please share this information with your family, friends, and neighbors so you can save them money too. Stay tuned for our next FAQ with Fritz.
Okay, Fritz.
I met Fitz. I actually like him as a person. But I feel like he blames everybody else for our tax problem and don't take any accountability on what he can do to get it done.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think that's what the problem was with his campaign. He did not take any accountability and did not provide a plan of how to get this property tax situation under control.
Yeah, I don't think they really wanted to make a plan. I keep hearing them, like what Tony was talking about. They say, well, that's, Springfield owe us money. And then, et cetera, et cetera. We keep pushing the blame off on somebody else.
Yes.
But we need somebody who's actually going to address the issue and say, hey. Now, one thing that Tony did say that I thought was a very important point that really should be a larger message was that majority of the properties that are being priced right now in terms of the assessor using to determine value are, remodeled homes. All the properties who are just as is homes, regular homes, they're not selling for the most part. So the values are skewed. So, I mean, when the exemption window, not the exemption, but when the actual, what is it called? When the appeal window actually opens, I think we need to flood the gates with appeals. Because coming from an appraiser is kind of brings that point all the way home. The appraiser is saying, hey, these properties are being overassessed. Essentially because no like properties are on the market to give us fair market value for these homes.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Tonika Lewis-Johnson. I'm an artist from Chicago's Southside Inglewood neighborhood, and I know you've been hearing a lot about property tax increasing, and so have I. So I'm going to go to our Cook County Assessor's office to apply for my property tax savings, and I want you to come with me. I'm losing focus. So where is the directory? Okay, here it is. The Assessor's office is on the 3rd floor. Remember, not all of the elevators go up to the 3rd floor, so pro tip, ask somebody which elevator bank you should use. Area where I found the digital check-in kiosk. Look at it. It's so cute and fancy.
Tanika Johnson, please come to counter 1.
That's me. I was greeted by the lovely employee
I love her
named
hair.
Velvet Brown. You see her?
Oh,
I mean, with a
hi.
name
I
like
do
that,
too,
she should
and
be
her
famous.
smile.
She explained everything and helped me file a certificate of error form for the past 3 years because your girl is a homeowner who was not getting her homeowner exemptions for 3 years, you all. And I didn't even know until I contacted the assessor's office. And remember, the normal homeowner exemption filing period is open now, right now. So come to the assessor office or apply online. Hope this was helpful.
That was very helpful.
Extremely helpful.
Thank you. And you see where it says thrift_LLC?
That's Jeremy, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Have you been to his shop yet?
Yeah,
You
I
need
go to the
check
shop
him out.
often. I go to events he has.
I
out
haven't
there.
been. Okay, so it's funny because he comes to the Homewood.
The meat,
What's it called?
not the flea market. What is it called?
Uh,
Swap meat, farmers market. Yeah.
And I did not put 2 and 2 together.
Mm-hmm. That man working. He's making a living with that thrift store in that building, and he's talking about
Yes.
expanding. So, shout out to him. That's a real story right there that need to be told. You know,
We should have him on one day.
we should. I'm gonna talk to him. I think that's the American dream, though. Hey, I'm gonna buy this building, run the business that I want to run out of the bottom. You know, I'm gonna live on the top. And I'm gonna make a killing with my thrift store. I'm gonna throw parties there. I'm gonna have all my friends come through. You know, have events. His events are fun too. At first, I used to be like, I don't know how this is gonna turn out. But you know, every time I went, it's actually been. He put on a really good event. I went to a game night there. Actually, me and Angelica went. It was like, I usually use those events for like date night. You know, hey, you know, on this date in 2 weeks, we're gonna go here and do this. And it's, you know, something low key.
Oh, that is so cheap of you.
They don't really be cheap because they have food, drinks there. I mean, it's about as much
You're
as
not
as
paying
dinner date.
for anything.
Yeah. But that's not the point. It's the experience, right? The date ain't about how much I'm spending. It's about us going and doing this together, right?
That shit wouldn't fly with me, but it's all good.
Oh, I feel you. All right, yeah. Thank you for Nikki Unfiltered. Let me give you a round of applause. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Now we're going to kind of switch the tempo, but we're going to stay on the subject of your tax exemptions. And I'm talking about tax exemptions, not tax appeals. We'll get into tax appeals on a different show, but I want to just zero in on tax exemptions today. So again, stop what you're doing and look at your house. If I told you that Cook County Assessor might be sitting on a check with your name on it, what would you do? Probably go file that tax exemption, right?
Yep. You remember Malachi?
Name sounds familiar.
Antonio Malachi?
Investor?
Yeah.
Yeah, yep.
One of my clients.
Mm-hmm.
So the house he lives in, I called him, I gave him the value. And they weren't getting their homeowner exemption. He said, dang, Nikki, we were thinking about selling the house. Maybe I screwed myself up. But I always want to come from service.
Yep. Absolutely. Because that's what we are. We're in the service industry. And we have a fiduciary responsibility to our people, you know. And that's why they keep coming back to us. And again, guys, we're not talking about, you know, just fake money, getting rich quick. No, we're talking about property tax exemptions. Most people think property taxes only go up. But today, we're going to show you how to actually pull them down. You know, make them a little bit more affordable for you. Specifically, just like the woman talked about in the video, if you haven't filed your exemptions for the 2025 tax year, the filing period just opened on March 9th. You are literally leaving thousands of dollars on the table. And here's the kicker. If you missed them in 24, 23, 22, you can go back and still get that money.
Yes, you can.
You have to file a certificate of error. and it's going to get you paid.
And the certificate of error application is only 1 page long, you guys. It's because I've done it for my mother-in-law a couple of times, and it's not and it's not overwhelming. But you will need your property index number.
Yep.
So you can actually go to their website, Cook County Assessor il.gov, and type in your address, and it will give you your PIN number.
Absolutely.
And you can also file your certificate of error from that website as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So let's just demystify this. I call these exemptions the big three. All right. So these are the three main exemptions that we're going to worry about. And big three, not Ice Cube's big three. This is
No. I know which big three you're talking about, but there's one other one I do want to talk about.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So we'll do the big three, and then we'll talk about the other one.
Okay.
All right. So the first one, this is the standard homeowner exemption. This is the one that everybody who owns their home and occupies it, will qualify for this. In 2026, this is going to reduce your equalized assessed value $10,000. If you multiply that by your local tax rate, it's going to be a massive chunk of change. Now I can tell you, on average, the homeowner exemption in the South Suburbs is going to give you about $1,000 off of that tax bill. So it's a significant tax reduction, and you're missing out. And think about it: if you didn't file it for the last 3 years, that could be $4,000 that's coming back to you in your pocket. Right.
And just so you know, you can only get it on one property.
Yep.
In the state of Illinois.
Absolutely. So the other one in the big three is this one is the senior exemption, and a lot of our seniors are leaving money on the table. So if you were born in 1960 or earlier, you're in. So these are people who just turned 65. So
no, they're turning 66 this year.
Yeah, exactly. So
okay.
In that ballpark. This is your welcome to the club gift, that senior exemption. This is a very significant exemption, and you can stack this one on top of the homeowner exemption. So you can have the homeowner exemption that's going to give you $1,000 or a couple $1,000s off, and then that senior exemption, which could give you up to double what you would get on the homeowner exemption. So there's definitely one that you want to make sure you're getting if you are a member of that club. And then number three, to round out the big three, this is the senior freeze. This is one of the beautiful ones that our seniors get to take advantage of. And this is the one that if you make $75,000 or less, you can freeze your assessed value. So when we say assessed value, this is the value that the assessor gives to your house, and that's what they tax you based off of. So if you freeze, say for instance, you freeze your assessed value when it was $200,000 and values went up to $250,000, you're still going to be assessed for tax purposes at that $200,000. So this one is a beautiful exemption. Again, you just have to make $75,000 or less and go file your certificate of error, and you can reap the benefits. This is really a tax shield, really. That senior freeze is a tax shield, and honestly, we need to expand the tax. The senior freeze.
And so I've seen some seniors the freezes have gotten people down to where they're not paying property tax at all.
Exactly. And they stack them all. They got a senior freeze, senior exemption, then a homeowner exemption. So they just paying their mortgage basically.
Right.
Okay, so that's my big three. There are, other exemptions. These are just the main ones that I think most people will be able to qualify for. But Nikki, you got another one. Which one you want to touch on?
Disabled vets.
Yes, this one is another beautiful one if you can qualify.
Well, yeah, it's beautiful. So if you were a veteran and the VA has declared that you're a disabled vet more than 70%, you can get exempt from paying property taxes at all, right? So, but this is not a renewable exemption. It has to be renewed every year.
Absolutely.
Okay. To qualify for it. So yeah, take advantage of that. And there also is a disabled person exemption as well that works the same as all the other exemptions. You do have to prove your disability.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And it has to be renewed every year as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, guys, if you need more information on that, make sure you tap in with us, or you could just go to Cook County Assessor website, and they have a lot of information on your taxes on that site. But how do you actually do it? Again, the assessor's office is digital now, but you still need to have your stuff ready. So here's your checklist for 2026. Like Nikki said, step 1, you need your PIN or your property index number. That's the 14-digit number that is attached to your property, and you can find that on your tax bill. You can find that right on your tax bill, or you can go to the Cook County assessor site, type in your address, and you can find your PIN number. The second step is you need your proof of identity. So you need a driver's license, state ID, something to that effect to prove that you live on that residence. Your third step that you need is your proof of occupancy, and that's where your utility bills, credit card bills, voter registration cards, that's where these come into play. And then if you do have a senior, or you are applying for a senior freeze, there is a fourth step that you must go through, and that's your 1040s. You got to have those 1040s ready so that they can prove that you make $75,000 or less, and you'll be eligible for that senior freeze. All right. Did you have anything to add to that, Nikki?
No, man. You got it.
I think we did good on that.
I think we talked about that enough.
Yeah. I do got a just quick scenarios just for people. There's frequently asked questions, and I do want to talk about where I see the future of taxes going, future of property tax exemptions going. So here's a scenario. I bought a house in June of 2025. Can I still get the homeowner exemption this year? You know the answer to that?
Say that again?
If I bought my home in June of 2025, so not even a year ago, what is that, about 8 months ago, 7 months ago, do I?
No, you can't find. You don't get it yet.
Right.
Because taxes are paid in a year or a year behind.
Absolutely.
So in 2025, you'll qualify for it in 2026 is what we're saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah.
So you can't apply for it for 2025. You can apply for it for the tax year of 2026.
Yeah. So in 2027, when the exemption window open up, you can go and apply for that homeowner exemption. You had to have occupied the property on January 1st, 2025 to be eligible for that exemption. The next scenario is my mom passed away last year, but I'm still living in her house. Can I keep her senior freeze?
No.
Not at all. Exemptions do not travel with the house or with the person. But as a new owner, you do need to go reapply so that you can get it, at the bare minimum, a homeowner exemption if you're living in that property.
Right.
And you don't want to be collecting an exemption that you're not supposed to get, because Cook County will come and get you their money, get their money plus interest.
They will collect. Just
Yeah.
like they're paying people back, they will collect.
Exactly. And they look, I promise you, they're going to collect more than they paying back.
Yeah, you're going to pay interest on it.
Exactly. All right, y'all. So let us know if y'all have any questions about anything. And I just want to leave you guys with a look at where we're headed. Illinois property taxes have been a pain point for decades, but hopefully, maybe the tide might be shifting. We just got in midterm, so we got some new leadership coming in to help us fight the big property tax fight. But by 2028, the annual filing for senior.
But do we?
I'm hopeful.
Okay.
Trying to be hopeful.
We shall see.
But we're already seeing the state move toward automatic income verification. So just like the standard homeowner exemption that now automatically renews in Cook County, if you file digitally, obviously, the senior freeze eventually is going to sync directly with the Department of Revenue, so that you don't have to prove every year that you're still eligible for that. So hopefully we are moving toward a set it and forget it model for tax relief. That would be apropos. And then just to add on to that, if we could actually build out the senior freeze to where we could all somehow freeze our taxes at a certain level, that would just make sense, right? we want people to be homeowners. We don't want to discourage people out of homeownership. And we want people to want to move to Cook County and not leave Cook County. We don't want people to just want to work in Cook County. We want people to want to work and live in Cook County. So that only makes sense. So hopefully over the next decade, we'll see more property relief or more tax relief in terms of real estate taxes than property relief. But it starts here. It starts with filing your exemptions right now, getting the money that was owed to you, making sure that you have the lowest tax bill possible. And then when the appeal window opens up at the end of the year, stay tuned with us because we're going to walk you through filing those appeals. All right. All of this is important in the fight against property taxes. Right. And you don't have to do this alone. All right. You don't have to do this alone. If you're feeling overwhelmed, just go over to farrierhomes.com or go to Kimsey Real Estate on Instagram and Facebook, Advantage Collaboration on Facebook. And we'll sit down with you. We'll look at your pen. We'll go over your documents right there. And we'll make sure that you get that money back in your pocket. Just leave a comment, tax, TAX, comment under this video, tax, TAX, and we will reach out to you directly and make sure that you're saving that money. All right? Nikki. Oh,
Michael.
Before we let y'all go, first installment bills are due April 1st. Just saying. Cook County, make sure they let you know. They might not put the bills out there ready for you, but they're going to let you know that it's due. We just got bills. We just got the second installment bill from last year.
Yeah, and then we only had a week to pay.
All right, y'all. Nikki, tell them where they can find you at.
Nikki.realtor_acre on Instagram. And Nikki Got Houses Kimsey on Facebook.
Absolutely. And you already know we're realtors, real estate professionals. So if you guys need real estate services, you want to buy, you want to sell, you want to invest, or anything else, if we can help you with your taxes, make sure you tap in with us. Go to farrierhomes.com. Tell me what you think. Got some blog posts up there because I'm a blogger now. Right? I'm a blogger. I'm one of them. But
yes, you are.